Hello, I'm Prince Love live from planet Earth. I'm gonna have a great conversation today. I hope you enjoy the show. This is Chixxflix. We're definitely going to talk about Iryna. I'm sure you've seen the bus incident, tragic bus incident with a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee who obviously there's a war going on, Ukraine, Russia. She's a refugee. She came to America in hopes of a better future, and she was unalived by a man randomly on the bus. Now, the Republicans, the conservatives, they've taken this thing that should be a tragedy and just a tragedy and made it a race thing. Like, as in, like, oh, we were right. See, black men are dangerous. Oh my God, see, black men are dangerous. There was just an incident where a white man unalived three black people recently. I forgot what state it was, but it just happened. I think it was Ohio or Manchester, some state. There was another incident where a white man, literally in August this month, he unalived a random person on a bus. This isn't just black people doing this, okay? But you have Republicans, conservatives taking it, running away with it, and saying, "Oh, see, look, black people are dangerous. Look, they're dangerous. This is why." When it's really that's not the case. What happened to this Ukrainian woman? It was tragic. It shouldn't have happened. She's 23 years old. She just came from Ukraine. She just came from. She's a refugee of Ukraine because of the Ukraine versus Russia war. She's trying to look for a better future. She's in hopes of a better future when she came to America, the greatest country on planet Earth. She's Her life is taken by a random guy who, by the way, was in prison 14 times, in jail 14 times before that incident. He got let out. He's literally been in jail 14 times and got let out 14 times. The system let him out. It's disgusting. She should not have been unalived. He should not have been out of prison. He should have been in prison. She should still be alive. But instead, her life is done. And his life is also done because he's going to prison he's getting the harshest treatment. This got all the way up to Trump, and even Trump spoke about it. Trump spoke about this Ukrainian woman, and this man on this bus. Even he spoke about it. So this guy's going to get the harshest punishment, as he should. But why did it take 15 incidents for him to be put away forever? Why did it take that? He's been to jail 14 times, and it took this 15 incident of him taking a young woman's life for him to get put away forever. It's horrible. Honestly, it's horrible. The system failed this woman. The people failed this woman. Who is this guy? A criminal. However, we're not going to take this and make it a race thing. We're not going to take this and make it a thing for you Matt Walshes, you Benny Johnsons, you Nick Fuentes of the world to make it a race thing just to target black people and do what you've been doing since Jim Crow, since slavery, to put the system against us. We're not going to do that. By the way, we're not bending the knee to you. We will never bend the knee to white men. We will never do that. Not because of this Ukrainian incident with this 23-year-old Ukraine woman on the bus, who got her life tragically taken by this man, and not because of anything else. We will never bend to you. That bending to white people and cooning ish, that's for the black conservatives do that. Black conservatives make you feel better about your racism and pander to you. Us regular black guys, us regular black people, we're not pandering to you. We're not bending the knee. We're not going to feel sad about our skin color because a Ukrainian woman got her life taken by a black man on a bus. Tragically, a mentally unstable black man who should have been kept in prison his 13th time of going there. He's been in prison 14 times. This is about to be his fifth time going back into prison. They're using this incident as a racial thing. If you want to do this cherry picking thing of incidents, we can do this all day. A white man just took a random life on a bus in this month, in August. He just did that. You know why you didn't hear about it? Because crime happens every day and we do what we can to mitigate it. That's why you didn't hear about that. So no, you will not be taking this Ukrainian woman incident, 23-year-old Ukrainian woman incident, Iryna, and making it into something racial. You will not be doing that. It's horrible what happened to this woman. It's absolutely horrible. I wish it didn't happen to her. I wish she was still alive. I wish she still had a future. I wish he didn't get out of jail the 13th, 14th time. I wish he was kept inside. I wish he wasn't just on the streets. Even from the video, you can tell this guy is mentally unstable. Mentally unstable, this guy is. This 23-year-old Ukrainian woman, she gets on the bus, for those who haven't seen. She sits down. She looks like she just got off of work because she's wearing a pizza shirt on. She sits in front of this guy. He has his hoodie on. He looks like a mentally unstable guy. He looks like he's mumbling to himself. She's on her phone. There's four individuals, one on the side of him to the right, and like three in the back of him. He gets up, stabs her, like he takes his knife, pokes her with a knife 3 times in the neck. She looks up at him. She's confused. She looks hurt. She looks scared. The people see that. The woman that was sitting beside them on the right side of the bus, she doesn't really, she takes her bag and like she walks off. There's a guy that's standing there. He walks off. The two other individuals, they did nothing to help. Iryna, the woman that got poked with the knife, she's in the neck with a knife. She's scared. She's, by the way, bleeding out. She didn't just get poked with a knife and, well, stabbed with a knife and that's it. She went into shock basically. She didn't just she didn't just go quick. She went slowly. She started bleeding out on the bus. The guy that stabs her, he walks around. He mumbles he got that white woman. He goes, I got that white woman. I got that white woman. That's what he mumbles, which is all that's disgusting. So she bleeds out. A black guy and a white woman come to her aid. They try to help her, but it's just already too late. It's too much blood. It's leaking. She's out. They finally catch the guy that stabbed her, and they're gonna give him the harshest punishment ever. He could do life in prison, or he can get unalived with a needle. That's the two main things he can get. So he's being charged right now as we speak. Horrible incident. It's tragic. It's disgusting. She's 23 years old. She has her whole life ahead of her. It's a horrible incident. It should not have happened. However, you're not about to use this as a racial thing to target black men and say, "Oh my God, see, they're dangerous." We've always said it. There's plenty of incidents with white men randomly unaliving people. You don't hear about it because it's crime. It happens every day. It's sad that we live on a planet like this, but hey, it is what it is. We try to mitigate risk. He should not have been let out of prison 14 times. He is now on a bus with a 20-year-old white woman and he decides to take her life. That should have never happened. The system failed this woman. The system failed this woman. And he should not have been on the streets. After the 14th time, hey, you're staying in prison. Two of his prison sentences were for violent crime too. Hey, you're staying in prison. The system failed this woman. She did not deserve that. He is disgusting. Those two things are true. He is disgusting and she did not deserve what she got. She's no longer with us, 23 years old. I'm 25. That's disgusting that she had to have her life taken by this mentally unstable guy who should not have been out of prison after his 14th time going into prison. This is about to be his 15th time in prison after he just took her life. The system failed this woman. This isn't a racial thing. It's disgusting, and I'm sorry for her. I'm sorry for her family. This is nasty, and we got to do better as a people. The people failed her. The system failed her. The people on the bus, like they barely budged. I'll actually show you guys the video. Well, a little bit of what I want to talk about right now. Um, it's just nasty. It's just that. But I'll show you guys right now what I'm talking about. You guys already know what I'm talking about, but as you can see, the blood on the right is just bloodied up. She's on this black guy's trying to help her. Um, on the left, you see she gets up. me see if I can get it. Let me see. Hold on, people. Um, hold on. I'm about to show you guys what I'm looking at. It's not loading. So let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So, like, as you can see, right? Like, she's looking at, like, after he stabs her, after he, like, pokes her with a knife in the neck, she's looking up at him. Look at her, like, this is nasty. She's looking up at him. The woman that you see in the red looking at her, she just grabs her purse and she walks off. The guy in the gray that you're looking at on the left, he gets up and he walks off. The two guys in the back, there's one guy behind the guy, the, the behind the criminal, and on the left of him there's another guy. They don't do anything. It's like this antisocial, no compassion behavior. It's like you're looking at it, you're like, what is going on with these people? After you see him, he did something to her. He did something to her. Now, one can argue that they don't even know what just happened, right? But the woman, she definitely knows, hey, something's up. She doesn't even ask, hey, are you okay? So Iryna is just bleeding out, like at this point, but she's still in shock. And it's just nasty. It's just nasty. Just nasty. Like, why was he let out of prison 14 times? Why was that happening? This is his 15th time going back into prison, and now that the president knows about it, it's definitely going to be his last time seeing the day of light, as he should never see freedom again. Ah, when you, I'm not going to play any of this, but as the video continues, there's a black guy and a white lady that comes to Iryna, and they try to help her, but she's already bleeding out too much, and she just passes on to the next life. But further in the video, because the video I think is 21 minutes long, there's a black guy and a white woman. They come to her aid. She's still on the ground because after she gets out of the seat, she goes on the ground. She starts to bleed out, and they can't do much to help her. She's done. As I just told y'all, the criminal, he's been caught. He's going to face the harshest punishment. But why did he have to be out of prison for the 15th? Why did he have to go back to prison for the 15th time for him to receive harsh punishment and not see freedom again? Why did this incident have to happen for the system to punish him? This is horrible. It's nasty. However, we're going to move on to something lighter. I wish I I I, I wish the best for her family. I'm sorry this happened to her. That guy is horrible. She didn't deserve this at all. Iryna definitely did not deserve to be unalived after leaving Ukraine because of the Ukraine versus Russia war as a Ukrainian refugee to come to America, get unalived on a bus by a mentally unstable guy who was in prison 14 times prior to that incident on the bus. And now, the 15th time of going back to prison, he's going to never see the light of day again and freedom again. But why did it take 15 times for for man to be punished the right way? Why? Why? 15 times. And the 15th time, he took someone's life, a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee. I'm 25. She's young. We're young. She's young. Anyway, we're gonna move on to something lighter. Um, Ben Shapiro has been like going on podcasts again, and like this time he went on Charlemagne, the Breakfast Club, and he's talking about reparations, and he's doing what basically every white person says to us, which is like we don't deserve reparations. Reparations isn't needed. Get yourself up by your bootstraps, yada yada yada. The reason it's kind of unique when it comes to Ben Shapiro is because he's a Jew. So the Jews got reparations from Germany. So reparations definitely does work. And we're going to listen to this clip of Ben Shapiro talking about reparations.
Where the best people at any job get ahead. Now, if you're talking about reparations for immediate past wrongs, I think it's a much easier conversation. So I think that if you're in 1968, 1970, and you're talking about what can we do to rectify the problems of Jim Crow and make it right for the people who suffered under Jim Crow, I think that's a really live and interesting conversation, and I think that it's totally worth having. I think that on a sort of public policy level, reparative policies don't tend to be nearly as effective as people want them to be, historically speaking.
They work for Jewish people.
In what way?
Jewish people that receive reparations.
You mean Holocaust reparations, for example, from Germany? So I think that first of all, that there was like a gigantic fight actually in Israel over whether Holocaust survivors should accept reparations from Germany, because the idea was that it's allowing them to expiate their sins of the past, and they shouldn't be allowed to expiate those sins, and it's allowing them sort of.
Okay, so he's saying, oh, there was a conversation whether we should receive reparations or not. Okay, you still received reparations from Germany. Oh, there was a conversation that we shouldn't. Well, you did receive it because reparations were owed for the Jews for what happened in Germany with the guy with the mustache. So you received it. But every time it comes to black people, it's like a we can't get reparations. It's like a no, you don't deserve it. And really what it is it's just your blackness. That's it. That's all it is. He's not going to say it, but it's really because hey, we don't care and you're black.
Buy off the history for 50 grand or whatever it is. But that is not the reason why Israel has become successful economically. Like just on a success level, the reality is that cutting people checks rarely makes them more successful from the government. What usually makes people more successful is a determined attempt to become the things that the meritocracy demands of you. Right, so there were no long
I do
scale.
think the U.S. foreign assistance for Israel has helped financially.
Well, I mean, the U.S. foreign assistance for Israel actually is a bargain for the United States because Israel doesn't need the money. I've said this before.
Well,
Israel,
give it to us.
I mean,
we'll take it.
That's fine.
The black community would gladly take it.
That's in it. I
can't speak for everybody.
It's like $3 billion a year. We should point out at this point that we spend, I think, $6 billion.
So like I can't even watch this no more. So he's saying the money isn't needed. Okay, but you're taking it. You're taking that 3 billion a year that America is giving to Israel. Like it, all this lying and like we don't need it and like reparations doesn't help. Like it's just I'm telling you, it's just a bunch of lies. And he knows it's lies, Ben. You know you're lying that you don't need the money. Like you're taking the money. They're taking the money. They don't say no to reparations. Who's saying no to millions of dollars? Are you saying no to millions of dollars? Like no one's saying no to millions of dollars. Reparations does help. It does help when you give handouts. When people get millions of dollars, it does help. Ben Shapiro is over here saying, oh, Israel doesn't need the money. The Jews don't need the money. Oh, we didn't want the money. We didn't want the reparations from Germany. Okay, so why are you taking the money? Because it helps. Millions of dollars helps any community. Any community. But when you come to black people, it's like, oh, well, black people can't get reparations. Why not? Oh, well, there should be a conversation about it. The Jews didn't get a conversation. Did the Japanese get a conversation when Hiroshima happened? Like, what are we doing here? Oh, well, there should be a conversation. Every time it comes to us, it want to be a conversation about reparations, but everybody else seems to get their reparations. And that's another reason why we should just stop voting for these Democrats, stop voting for these Republicans. No problem. You don't want to get reparations? No problem. I'm going to keep my vote. You keep your reparations money, and I keep my vote and never vote for you ever. Let's see how elections go. Let's see if the Democrats ever have an elected official again, and let's see. Let's see what happens. You keep your reparations money, and I keep my vote. How about that? Since every time reparations come up, there has to be a conversation. But the Jews can get reparations, and and that's it. We just have to deal with that. They can come here and get hella bread, and always get someone to stand up for them. But when it comes to black people, it's like, oh no, there should be a conversation. Cool, no problem. Gavin won't have the black vote in 2028. How about that? Let's see if you get elected without the black vote in 2028, Gavin Newsom, because we know you're going to be the runner up. Since there always has to be a conversation about reparations, Gavin Newsom, how about we don't vote for you in 2028? And how about we never vote for another Democratic nominee ever again? How about that? And damn sure not voting for a Republican one. How about that? It would suck for you if you didn't have the black vote. If the Democrats didn't have the black vote, it would suck for them. So how about we don't do that and you guys keep your reparations, we keep our vote, and that be that. Yeah, we want to be bought off like everyone else is bought off. Because it seems like everyone else gets richer while we don't. So let's change the tides of this thing. Every time. And by the way, didn't Gavin Newsom like veto some reparations bill or something like that? Something like that. He vetoed something that has to do with reparations. Actually, I'll search it right now. Actually, I'll search it up right now. Did Gavin Newsom veto? Yeah, he vetoed. Gavin Newsom vetoed a reparations-related bill. He vetoed Senate Bill 1050, which would have allowed individuals to file claims to recover property or obtain compensation when their land had been taken through racially motivated domain. So he's not even for reparations. Gavin Newsom is not even for reparations. How about we just keep our vote in 2028 and let's see how he does without the black vote in 2028 against the Republicans? Let's see how he does, because we damn sure know white people don't vote Democrat. They vote Republican. So Gavin Newsom, let's see how you do in 2028 without the black vote, since you want to veto reparations bills. Since black people can't get anything, can't get reparations, can't get any economic change, let's see how you do without the black vote. No more of this mindless voting for Democrats. No more of it. It's done. We're done doing this. We showed y'all how we felt with Kamala, and that's that. We're done. And we're damn sure not going to vote Republican. We're going to move on to something else, though. We got a few more to talk about. Has anybody? This is a little funny one. Has anybody seen like Brandon B. Tatum lately? Like, what's going on with him? Is he okay? Like, he's been saying a lot of weird stuff lately. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by him saying weird stuff. Saying a lot of weird stuff lately. Um, he's saying a lot of weird stuff. Been doing a lot. Been pandering um to the Jews actually. Uh, it's been looking weird, dude. Like he's been pandering. We know Brandon B. Tatum panders to white people, but what we didn't, he recently interviewed Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. Like he's been saying anything lately. Like look at this. I'll show y'all guys right now. Look at this. Don't even. You're gonna hear it. I'm not even gonna say what it is. Look.
Jesus was a Jew. Jesus is God, so that makes God a Jew. Jesus was a Jew. Jesus is God, so that makes God a Jew. Jesus
Is he okay?
was a Jew.
Is he okay? Like he just said Jesus is a Jew, and that makes God a Jew. Is he okay? Like what's going on with Brandon B. Tatum? Is he like mentally okay? I didn't know God has like a ethnicity tag. Like I didn't know that. Is like he okay? Like is this guy okay? Is he doing all right? Like should we check on him? He's like interviewing Netanyahu now. Like he's interviewing Netanyahu. He said something else when he interviewed Netanyahu, dude. He said that one of the Christians only got spit on once by the children, by a Jewish child. Let me find that clip. Like, is this guy okay? Like, I don't think he's okay though. Let me see if I can find it for you guys, because it's getting bad out here, dude. Like, what is he saying? Hold on, guys. Let me show y'all. Okay, so he's interviewing Netanyahu, right? Guess you call him president of whatever, right? And this is how it went. So he's interviewing him, and this is how it went.
And in Israel, if you actually talk to the majority of Christians, talk to them, you'll see what they say. They say Israel is the only place where we're respected and protected.
And I can attest to that as a Christian who went to Israel. I spent 2 weeks there with the church, and we had an incredible time. We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors, and immediately after there was an adult that came by and said, "That's not a representation of who we are. You know, we love you guys. You guys are always welcome here." And I have to say, no adults gave us any grief. We had no issues whatsoever.
So he's grateful that the Christians only got spit on once in Israel by a child, nonetheless. So a child has like, and where did the child learn this from? Has he seen this before? Like, is this just what goes on over there? I've heard that this goes on, but like, if you, Brandon, if you're even experiencing this, hey, there might be something up. And I'm sure Netanyahu was like, dude, why would you say that? Like, this makes us look bad, right? I'm sure Netanyahu is looking and he's like, dude, this makes us look bad. Why are you mentioning that a Christian got spit on by a child, a Jewish child, and like, why would you mention that? That makes us look bad. And like, Brandon is so like, yo, he's not the smartest guy. Yeah, he makes enough money to take care of his kids and his wife. Yeah, he makes a good living. Yeah, he gets YouTube views. But he's not like the brightest guy. Like, he's really one of those, you ever see those buff guys who's just dumb? Like, he's one of those. Because why would you say that when you were in Israel, the Christians only got spit on once, and when they got spit on, it was by a child? Like, why would you even say that? Dude, why would you admit this? Why would you admit this in the interview? Why? And it's like, is he okay? Like, he's pandering to white people. He's pandering to the Jews. Like, is he okay? And really, we as black people, we consider the Jews just to be white people with small hats. But that's another conversation. But it's like, is this guy okay? Like, Brandon, slavery ended 160 years ago. You don't have to do this. You don't have to pander and pander and pander to white people and Jews and say how happy you are that the Jews only spit on you once while you were in Israel as Christians. Like, you don't have to do that. But he's on here with Netanyahu and he's like, yeah, we only got spit on once by this kid. It's like, dude, stand up. Get off your knee. Like, I thought this was wild to see. Like, I thought it was wild to see. Like, I thought it was wild. Never seen something like that before. Like, never. Do I have anything else? Oh, do not forget, people. Do not forget to follow the Facebook, follow the TikTok, follow the Twitch, follow the Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube, wherever you're watching this. It's all Prince Dear Love. Every single one is Prince Dear Love. So don't forget that. Like the video, share the video. Hope you're enjoying the show. Really do. Hope you're enjoying it. What else did I want to talk about? I think I had a few. I have a few more. Or this was the end of it, really. I know there was one more thing. Let me look at my notes. There was like one more thing, honestly. It's like one more thing. One more thing. Let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, the thing with Trump. Remember that Wall Street Journal? They had did a published something a few months ago, where so the Wall Street Journal had published a few, like, what was it, 2 months ago, like 3 months ago, 1 month ago, not that long ago, where Trump had a birthday letter sent to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th. And they were saying, no, it's fake, it's not real. Then the Wall Street Journal released a signature. Well, they released the signature part of the letter signed by Donald Trump, allegedly, yesterday, right? And this was released by the Democrats, actually. But we've seen Trump's signature before. There's actually some people that have come out and say, hey, look at Trump's signature on other things, and they kind of look similar. He does the Donald, and then it's a long slash at the end. And it's like Trump's denying it. Caroline Levitt, his press secretary, she's denying it. And it's like, even if like it's not, let's say Trump didn't write this letter to Jeffrey Epstein. Let's say he didn't. He still took his name out the files. He still lied about him being in the files. He's still calling it a Democratic hoax. He's still gaslighting. He's still denying. He's still not telling the truth. Like, even if it's not his signature on the letter to Jeffrey Epstein, even if that's not true, he still lied, is lying, and there's something up. Like, is everyone just like not understanding that? You have these conservatives, these MAGA people, and like when Trump's like out of office, that MAGA issue is gone too. It's like, are y'all not seeing that you're being lied to? Are you just okay with being lied to? It's like this guy just keeps lying in front of you, looking at you directly in your eyes. How do you not have a problem with this? So it's like, even if it's not his letter, which personally I would think it is, they were friends for 10 years. But even if it's not the letter, even if Trump didn't write that letter to Jeffrey Epstein, it's like he said he wasn't in the files, then he's in the files, then he tells the FBI to take his name out the files, then his name is all over the files, then it's called a Democratic hoax. And get this, and think about this. They're saying that um, the Speaker of the House is saying that Trump was an FBI informant trying to get dirt on Jeffrey Epstein. Like, they're coming up with anything now. So it's just gaslighting. First, he's not in the files, then he's in the files, then he has the FBI take his name out the files, then it's a Democratic hoax, then he's an FBI informant against Jeffrey Epstein. So now he's working with the FBI against Jeffrey Epstein. Was this in the 10 years of him being Jeffrey Epstein's friend? So lies as usual, more lies, lies here, lies there. It's like, bro, all you do is lie. We're 7 months into your presidency, and it's just lie after lie. And it's like, People voted for this guy. People believe in this guy the second time. This is the second time of him being in office. So just a bunch of lies, lies, lies. This Epstein thing, like, if the files come out and it's something horrific, this can be used to impeach Trump. And all we keep hearing is lie after lie out of his mouth. Even if he didn't write this letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday, he still lied about being in the files. He still lied about it being a Democratic hoax. He still told the FBI to take his name out the files. He was told about being in the files in May. Elon told us he was in the files. Like, this thing can be used to impeach him. It can be used. If there's something that is horrific in those files and it comes out, or seems horrific, or seems like an accusation, this can be used. JD Vance would then take his place, and that's how it would go. Because it doesn't seem like this Epstein thing is going away anytime soon. Every week we find out something new. So we're going to see what's going to happen, but it's like, even if he didn't write this letter to Jeffrey Epstein, even if that's not his signature on the paper that apparently the Democrats released, it's like, even so, it's like he's been lying about this thing the whole time. What is going on? Like, it's just nasty. I would feel disgusted if I voted for Trump and all this was happening now. I would feel disgusted with myself. Um, yeah. So that's like what I had to say about that. But it's just like lie after lie, gaslight after gaslight. It's like, are we just going to deal with this forever? Oh, show up to the polls in 2028 and vote again for one of the two liars? You can either vote for the Democrat liar or the Republican liar. That's your choice. Democrat liar, Republican liar. Those are your choices. So yeah, it's just like, what is going on? Anyway, this has been a great show. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, I'm live almost every night at 9 or 10 p.m. So please make sure you subscribe, put your notification bell on, so you know when I go live. Notification bell on YouTube. After you subscribe, hit that so you know exactly when I go live. There's no mistakes or nothing. Please share the video, like the video. Um, More than welcome to leave a comment to tell me your opinion on this. I will definitely be back tomorrow. So please make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Um, yeah, you know. See you guys.